I wanted to thank Senator Cornyn for his leadership, and this has really been a bipartisan issue in terms of the Justice for Victims of Trafficking Act, and the women of the Senate have actually collectively really gotten together and wanted to focus on addressing trafficking and ending what is modern-day slavery. As we stand here today, there are tens of thousands of children in the United States of America that are being trafficked, and they are being obviously mistreated. This really is modern-day slavery, and we've seen every single state impacted, every socioeconomic background, and every community this has happened. Before I came to the Senate, I served as Attorney General for the state of New Hampshire. I had the chance to not only work with law enforcement, but victims groups in New Hampshire on this issue. And I will tell you just some of the cases in a state like New Hampshire that we've already seen. We had a case where the police found and located a 15-year-old runaway who was being put up in a hotel room, and she was being sex trafficked and forced to see multiple clients a day. And this is happening in a state like New Hampshire. Other cases we've seen a connection between drug trafficking and sex trafficking. For example, there were women being put up in a hotel room in New Hampshire, and they were being controlled by heroin. In other words, the people trafficking them were saying, we're not going to give you the heroin, we're going to control the heroin supply. Cases where children and young women are forced to perform sex acts for money by using threats and access to drugs. What I've talked to you about today is happening everywhere in the United States of America. And so I'm so glad that this bill is coming to the floor. And this bill is going to ensure that the victims, those who are being trafficked, are treated truly as victims and not criminals. And that the criminals, those who are participating in trafficking, they are treated as the criminals, and that additional resources are going to victims so that victims are treated with dignity and respect and support, and that communities can have additional resources both for law enforcement and victim service providers to ensure that we end this scourge of modern-day slavery. That it's hard to believe in this day and age in the United States of America that people are still being trafficked. And so I think of all the issues that cross party lines, this is one that deserves our immediate attention, and I'm very glad that the leader is bringing it to the floor. And I look forward to working with all of my colleagues to get this passed. Thank you.